Welcome to another episode of the Report program. Today we'll cover climate change and clean energy in California.
We also have a report on how to prepare for the flu season.
Plus, there's a new restaurant that just opened in Tustin. We have all the details coming up.
Thanks for joining us on today's episode of the Report program. I'm Lydia Mosqueda.
I'm Taylor Rodriguez.
And I'm Nakia Campbell. Today we have a variety of topics that are relevant to our campus and local community.
Climate change is happening at a faster rate than before, which led Governor Jerry Brown to sign Senate Bill 32 into law to dramatically reduce the state's greenhouse emissions. To reach the new carbon goal, California would need to make the move to clean energy. Reporter Savannah Romero tells us more about how California can clean up their act.
Climate change is at an ultimate high, and it's mainly due to increased levels of carbon in the air from human activity. Last month, Governor Jerry Brown passed Senate Bill 32, which aims to reduce statewide emissions of greenhouse gases to 40% below 1990 levels by the year 2030.
We have the enforceable obligation to meet our clean air goals for 2030.
The main sources contributing to carbon in the air are transportation and fuel combustion from electrical power plants. To reduce carbon levels, California will need to quickly move to clean energy sources.
In the state of California, there are regulations on our carbon emissions, and clean energy generally refers to energy that does not generate those emissions.
Like switching from gasoline to electric-powered cars and increasing the use of solar-powered energy in homes, schools, and businesses.
I think today, more than ever before, it's simple and cost-effective to make the choices that we need to make for a cleaner, renewable future. So, for instance, driving an electric vehicle isn't necessarily more expensive anymore than driving a traditional vehicle, and you have access to fuel, and it's lower maintenance.
Making the move towards clean energy is an important step we need to take to reduce our carbon emissions and combat climate change. I'm Savannah Romero with The Report.
Would you ever leave your best friend trapped in a hot car? Take care of your furry friend and keep an eye out for any that may seem in danger. The Right to Rescue Act passed by Governor Jerry Brown allows you to save an animal's life. Here's Tony Pham with the story.
Dogs are our best friends. Now, would you ever think to leave your best friend trapped in a hot car? The Right to Rescue Act provides legal immunity for a person who damages a car in a good faith effort to save an animal from dangerous conditions.
The Golden State's Governor, Jerry Brown, announced a new law this week that will allow Good Samaritans to break into cars to save suffocating pooches.
On a 70-degree day, car temperatures can reach up to 89 degrees within 10 minutes.
It's really hurtful because I feel like a dog is like a child. You're like your child, so would you leave your child in the car with the windows up? Probably not.
Make sure you contact law enforcement ahead of time, and also stay at the scene.
I would try to contact probably our university police department or a volunteer service and call them over here, tell them the situation and what's happening, and go from there.
Make sure you're always looking out for your furry friend. I'm Tony Pham, reporting for The Report.
With the election less than 2 weeks away, most people know which presidential candidate they are supporting, but there are also several measures on the ballot this year. Our own Nicholas Garcia focuses in on the proposed tobacco tax, Proposition 56.
Say yes on Prop 56.
If Proposition 56 passes this election day, it would increase the tax on tobacco and e-cigarettes by about $2 per pack, or the equivalent. Prop 56 could bring the state of California around $1.3 billion in revenue next year alone. Prop 56 is the latest effort to try to discourage smoking cigarettes. In 2014, CVS stopped selling tobacco products nationwide, and a few years ago, Cal State Fullerton became the first school in the CSU system to ban smoking on campus. Opposition to Prop 56 is mainly funded by Philip Morris and R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company. The No on 56 campaign questions where the money will actually go and who is really being taxed. The legislation categorizes vaporizers and e-cigarettes as other tobacco products for the first time, meaning they would be included in the tax. Many people who use vaporizers and e-cigarettes don't believe the tax should apply to them.
I'm very disappointed that they're even putting it on vaporizers. The cigarettes okay maybe, but every year they increase the taxes anyway, so now it's going to be skyrocketing up on both vaporizers and cigarettes, which is very disappointing.
On the Yes on 56 team, a strong advocate is the American Cancer Society. They have put hundreds of volunteers to work in phone banks, urging voters to pass the ballot measure.
I think it's a really good way that the government is looking to implement new regulations to increase the amount of money that you have to spend on tobacco so that people would be discouraged to buying tobacco. So I think it's definitely a good proposition.
As of this week, polling done by the Sacramento Bee showed a tight race for this measure, but it will be up to California voters on November 8th. I'm Nicholas Garcia for The Report.
Because of the drought in California, vegetation gets visibly dry, stream and river flows decline, and water levels in lakes fall. Lake Cachuma is just one of many lakes that have been affected by the drought. Reporter Rebecca Fausto tells us more on this story.
Cachuma Lake's previous shoreline is brown and dry as the water level continues to drop because of sustained drought conditions. This is how the lake currently looks as of October 2016. And this is how it used to look back in 2005 when water levels were acceptable. Cachuma Lake, located in the Santa Barbara County line in the San Ynez Valley, was home to different fishing and recreation water activities. But as the lake continues to reduce, the marina has been temporarily closed until further notice. The docks and lounge stations at Cachuma Lake Marina are now hundreds of feet from the high water shoreline. Employees have moved the dock further away from the shore. The boat lounge ramps are so high and dry that there is currently no access.
It is very sad to see the lake so empty. I can't go fishing anymore.
And even though fishing, boats, or kayaks are not allowed at the moment, other activities such as camping and hiking can be enjoyed.
I mean, it's sad. It's pretty incredible to see how empty it is when you look at the actual lake and see where it used to be. It's still beautiful.
Santa Barbara County water officials say that by the end of 2016, Lake Cachuma could reach a water level so low it's never been seen before. The lake could get down to what it's called a minimum pool, just below 6% capacity. For The Report, I am Rebecca Fausto.
The flu is a serious virus that occurs during the month of October and it is very important to understand how to prevent getting sick. Reporter Bree Burry shares what measures to take on California State University campus to stay healthy.
The flu season is here. The question is, what should you do to prevent the flu? At Cal State Fullerton, we have a student health center that helps and gives students instructions and care about the flu. Alyssa Hendry, a Cal State University Fullerton student, says,
So I think that basically the flu shot will prevent me from getting the flu, and if I do happen to get it, it'll be less severe than without it.
Around late September and beginning October, the flu epidemic begins. Many hospitals, pharmacies, and Cal State University Fullerton Health Center strongly advocates for healthy habits and prevention. Due to busy schedules, it can be difficult to make a flu shot appointment, but the health center guarantees a quick and easy service.
Yeah, it's super easy. I just made my appointment online, and then I came in. They kind of sit you down and evaluate you really quick, and then they just give you the shot. It's not super painful, but I don't mind shots, and then you're out within a couple minutes.
Don't miss out on getting your flu shot. Reported by Bree Burries.
Everyone likes a good joke, but there are limits to how far you should go for a laugh. Here's the story on the recent clown pranks happening across America.
Over the past few months, many people have been reporting creepy clown sightings at night. In the beginning, these pranks started off harmless, with the clowns just standing there. But over time, they got more menacing, with clowns holding objects and even jumping out to scare people.
Now that they've become what they are and causing trouble and harm to people, I don't believe they're appropriate. I don't see the purpose in doing them. They're not giving any positive reaction or for any positive reason.
With the fall season now here, many students at Cal State Fullerton are leaving classes when the sun is no longer out, making visibility of their surroundings difficult.
Oh, I go straight to my car, especially with having class end at night.
Although there has been no sign of copycat activity reported on campus, students are warned to be vigilant of their surroundings when walking at night and to use the emergency light poles if assistance is needed.
I try to keep my keys in my hands. I have pepper spray on them, or I'll even just maybe use my key if I ever have to defend myself with that.
Students are encouraged to check their emails daily for any campus safety alerts and to report any suspicious activity to campus police. Reporting from Cal State Fullerton, this is Lydia Mosqueda with the Report Program.
Stay with us. When we come back, we have another story on the flu.
Plus, if you want a good time to taste some wine, we have a story just for you.
Earthquakes you see in movies are one thing, but real life is a completely different animal. Just because you can't predict an earthquake doesn't mean that you can't prepare for one. In the event of a real earthquake, you should drop, cover, and hold on. Visit ready.gov/earthquake and practice what to do to keep you and your family safe in the event of a real earthquake, and you'll be seen as a hero by your family and your loved ones.
Visit ready.gov/earthquake today.
You ever think about buying a bigger place? Just waiting for a visit from the credit fairy. There is no credit fairy. How else will I get a better credit score? Look, you keep your credit card balances low and only open a new card if you really need it. No fairy?
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there's help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org.
As we move into fall weather, we are starting to see early cases of the flu. Nakia Campbell tells us why it is important to get your vaccination. Flu shots are a fall essential. Make sure you go and get yours sooner rather than later.
Hey, relax. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! What are those? Oh my god! Sorry.
Done.
Hey. Fall is officially here, and so is the flu season. Doctors and local chain stores are encouraging the public to get immunized. CVS pharmacist Hun Watt tells us more about the vaccination and why we should get it.
We inject a dead virus into your body so your body builds antibodies in order to keep you healthy, so that if you are exposed to a flu virus strand, that your body already has the antibodies in it to fight it off.
But many wonder why people are so against it.
I think the key is that people believe, they strongly believe that the flu shot gets them sick, and it cannot get you sick. Basically, it takes 2 weeks for the vaccination to kick in. Like I said, it takes 2 weeks for your body to build the antibodies, and then once it does, it protects you for the season.
Although some shots are free with insurance, some can expect to pay up to $24 for their immunization. I'm Nakia Campbell with the report. Well, thank God I got my flu shot. Yes. The nonprofit organization A21 organized a protest against human trafficking known as a Walk for Freedom, a place where people gather in a single file line holding signs. Some even tape their mouths in order to bring awareness towards victims held as trafficking slaves.
Over 100 people were involved in the Walk for Freedom protests against human trafficking in Laguna Beach. Close to 27 million people are victims of human trafficking.
Tell us a little bit about the nonprofit organization A21.
A21, you want to lead that? A21 is an anti-human trafficking organization. We have 12 offices in 11 countries. And today we are bringing awareness with the Walk for Freedom, trying to promote awareness and be a voice for the voiceless. We're in 40 countries, in over 300 locations today.
I turned 20, and then I turned 21. And when I turned 21, I went to a strip club for the first time. And it was at that strip club that a broken man, the manager of the strip club, told me to get up on the stage, to shake it, to take my clothes off, and he told me I was hired. And at that point, I figured, you know what? I've got nothing to lose. There's nobody that loves me anyways. If there is a God, if he is real, he must not love me given the circumstances that I was in anymore. And I took that job. And within weeks, within about a month, I was addicted to drugs. And shortly after that, I was approached by a female pimp. And that's where the story gets really ugly. This female pimp told me that I could make a lot more money in prostitution than I could dancing at a strip club. And so I did. And so I got into prostitution, and I hated it. I hated that I had turned into my mom. I hated that I had become the statistic. And I hated it so much that instead of doing it myself, I recruited other girls. And so I became a recruiter, and I became a trafficker, and I became a pimp. And I can't live with that. And so I'm here today to be that voice.
Spreading awareness about human trafficking is the first step towards ending slavery. Walk for Freedom was a silent walk where people lined up. Everyone was dressed in black. Many put tapes on their mouths. Some held signs with statements about human trafficking. This is Bianca Hernandez reporting for the Report program.
The Latino Communications Initiative at our school held their annual career fair for students to network and also get the job communications field. Carla Bonilla has the story.
Latino Communications Initiative LCI at Cal State Fullerton was in charge of holding a career fair at the Titan Student Union, where a panel of professional people in the field of communications shared their advices with the students.
The employers were mentioning that they look for students who are committed and who are passionate about what they do, not necessarily someone who has experience, but more someone who is willing to learn and they are willing to help us out. So it's just great that we have these events and that the employers they really want to help us, and they come out, and the resources are there. It's just up to us to use them and to look for the help.
Additionally, this career fair brought different businesses and organizations who are interested in hiring Cal State Fullerton students.
The students, I realize they're very busy and they're preparing for finals, but networking is very important. And so my best advice for students is they need to realize the importance of networking with professionals, creating relationships so that when they graduate, they can call on these people and say, here's my resume, I'm looking for a job, can you help?
For more information about career events that Latino Communications offer for Cal State Fullerton, make sure you're following them on their Facebook page so you know about their current event as well as future events, and you can be part of them as well.
The career fair was a success thanks to all the students who attended the event to take advantage in their career. For the Report program, this is Carla Bonilla.
Owning a nursery was always a good business to get into. In recent years, nursery owners have been struggling to maintain their business and have had to make a few changes. Hopefully, we'll be getting out of this drought soon so nurseries can resume their business the way that they want.
That's a little hard.
I visited a local nursery to see how business has changed over the years.
The business is affected because I don't feel the freedom to put a lot of water in my plants.
Nurseries aren't the same as they once were. In Southern California, nurseries were always known for carrying a wide variety of flowers and palm trees. In recent years, people haven't been buying them as much.
Like palm, I lose a lot because nobody wants it because they need a lot of water. Not a lot of plants, they need a lot of water. I need to throw away because nobody buys it.
Martinez thinks a big reason for losing plants goes to the city's strict water regulations.
Water that's too expensive right now. And the city all the time they can and be sure I don't lose a lot. They control me like how many gallons I need to use a month for my plants.
Business is especially hard for him when he feels that his city puts extra limits on water.
In some places, I don't know, they put water all the time, and some they have only like 2 days or 3 days of water.
It is definitely a struggle to own a nursery in this drought.
Well, the first when they started, that affected me a lot because I have a lot of plants, they need a lot of water. And a lot of people, they start to buy it. And then I need to change the kind of plant that when I have it. Right now I have a lot of succulents, grasses.
To keep the business going and to keep customers, Martinez and many other nursery owners are adding in a lot of succulent plants of different varieties to save water and to keep people's gardens looking good. I'm Laura Quinton with the report.
With the increase of technology comes the decrease of bookstores. However, the book community proves reading is still a popular hobby despite the current day circumstances. With the demand from avid readers, maybe bookstores can make a hopeful return in the future.
With the advancement of technology, most people are assumed to be on their phones rather than pick up a book. This has led to drastic changes for bookstores, resulting in many closing their doors forever. However, reading is not as dead as people think. Many people pick up reading as a hobby in order to immerse themselves in stories.
I am a firm believer in the power of print, in the power of tactility, in the power of the relationship between learning or just absorption and involving as many senses as you possibly can into something.
In fact, people use technology and the power of the internet to share their love of reading with others. BookTube, the book community on YouTube, filmed their book obsession by discussing with others their opinions about their favorite books. The community has such a big following that there is now a BookTube panel at VidCon.
Is in them having the books because books are much more patient than humans are. They can sit on a shelf for many, many decades before somebody picks them up to read them. And it may take that long, but maybe one fine day they'll look at the right angle. Somebody is sitting in front of their library and they'll pick up a book that they got from us here 25 years ago and they're off into a whole different realm of thinking.
Reading is far from being extinct. Pick up a book and prepare to be transported. Reporting for the Report program, I'm Jessica O'Neill. Do you like Chinese food? Well, learn about a new place that just opened up in Tustin.
Keep a sharp lookout, Tustin, because a new restaurant is in town. Located at the Tustin Marketplace right off the 5 freeway, Wokcano is the perfect place to stop. Whether you want to take a break from shopping, catch a bite to eat before a movie across the street, or come in for a great selection of happy hour. Happy hour is in the bar Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 7, and every day, 9 p.m. to close. Drinks are made to order. There is a wide variety of alcohol. And the best news is, drinks are only $5.
I like it here because it's a really fun work environment, and the people are cool, and we have really good food.
Food is prepared in a traditional Chinese wok, dumplings handcrafted daily, and all sushi made to order.
The new sushi place in a great location. There's a lot of options here that make our restaurant unique and fun.
There is room for everyone at Wokcano with a traditional dining room, outdoor patio seating, and for the larger parties, 2 private dining rooms. The restaurant is fully running already, but the grand opening will be on November 2nd. So the next time you want some good food, stop by Wokcano Tustin for a drink or dinner. You won't be disappointed.
That definitely made me hungry. I'm gonna have to go try it out.
Yeah, hopefully they have beef broccoli because that's my favorite. Wait. Oh, okay. Sometimes you need a break from all your classwork, so why not check out the San Antonio Winery in Los Angeles, California? It's always good from time to time to take a break from all your schoolwork.
Need some more fun to wine and dine? Then you must check out the San Antonio Winery in Los Angeles, California. It's a great experience for wine tasting, a wine tour, and of course food. Here they currently have over 70 different wines that you can taste. Not only can you get to taste the wines, but you can also learn helpful hints about the wines as well.
Wine starts to oxidize immediately upon opening. My suggestion is if you open a bottle of wine, you should try to finish it that day. If you're going to reseal it and put it in the refrigerator, hopefully you have a good sealer, okay? not this.
They also provide a complimentary tour where you can learn more things about the wine.
And then loaded onto trucks like this one. And these trucks are the ones that send the grapes to the crushing facility.
With the winery now being open for over 100 years, it's a great fun and learning experience. So if ever in the area, check out the San Antonio Winery. I'm Kiara Norell with the Report Program.
With hockey season just underway, a lot of attention is being drawn towards the NHL's newest rookie, Austin Matthews. Lauren Jennings brings you the report. Speaking of visiting your local hockey team, be sure to check out the Anaheim Ducks at the Honda Center tomorrow night at 7 against the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Hockey, not exactly America's pastime, but the sport is becoming more and more popular each and every year. In fact, starting in 2017, Las Vegas will have its first professional team ever. But why? Why has hockey become such a popular sport over the past couple of years in America? Well, the answer is easy for us Californians. In 2007, the Anaheim Ducks won their first and currently only Stanley Cup. Then in 2012 and 2014, the Los Angeles Kings won their first and second Stanley Cups. And finally, just last year, the San Jose Sharks won the Western Conference Finals, but came up short of winning the infamous Cup. Last year was also the first year since 1970 that no Canadian team has made the playoffs. So it's easy to see why hockey's grown exponentially in California, but what exactly does that mean for the NHL? The easy answer is more competition. The right answer, however, is more players like Austin Matthews. Austin Matthews was born in California, then moved to Arizona, and was this year's #1 draft pick. What's the big deal? Well, he grew up during a time where hockey was becoming popularized. He could have easily gone into football or basketball or baseball, but no, something about hockey attracted him to the sport. And it's a good thing, too, because during his first game, he broke what seemed to be an impossible record. He scored 4 goals, surpassing every rookie to play before him. So with the new popularization comes greater players, which could mean winning our first gold medal during the Olympics since the 1980s, and that would be pretty cool. So turn on the TV or drive over to your favorite arena and support the lovely sport of hockey.
That's all the time we have for today. I'm Lidia Mosqueda.
I'm Taylor Rodriguez.
And I'm Nakia Campbell. Tune in next week for another episode of the Report Program.